Hi guys, it's Julie, and today I am here to just have a little live chat, and I'm gonna sort of start prepping my dinner, or at least kind of talk to you about what I'm doing for dinner today. And there I'm just adjusting the camera. And then we can chat about whatever you want. If you have questions, I thought we could do a little chat about kind of traveling and eating a low FODMAP diet, since I was just traveling forever. And that's why I haven't been on a live video since I think it was about a month. I looked on my page and saw that that was my last live video. But what's also cool is that I figured out that I can do a live video in the group. So I don't have to tell you to jump over to my Calm Belly Kitchen like page anymore. I could just go in here and you'll be more likely to see it since you're already part of the group, which is cool. Because I'm really liking the Facebook Live video. I don't think a lot of people use it, but I like it and it's super fun and easy. Okay, so here we are in my kitchen. I don't know if I've done videos where you've seen like my kitchen behind me, like some of them are on the blog, some of them are on YouTube, but we're in my kitchen. And if you have a question, if you want to hop in, just go ahead and ask a question. But I'll tell you what I'm cooking for dinner because I think it's gonna be really good. It's just sort of one of those, I went to the store and I had something in mind. I was thinking I would do a really simple Greek salad and make the dressing and maybe do some sort of like cornbread or something like that, or croutons on the side. I wasn't really sure. It was like one of those weeks where I just didn't feel inspired or didn't know what to cook, which is so annoying, right? But it happens to everyone. Okay, so I went to Whole Foods and I always like to check if there's any good fish on sale, and they had Arctic char, which if you've seen it before, it looks a lot like salmon, but it's usually not quite as thick as a salmon fillet, and it's a slightly different orangey color, but it looks really similar. And you don't find it in stores as often. You see it in restaurants more than you see it at the fish market, I think, and it's really good. It's just kind of like a milder version of salmon. It's been so long since I've had it, I'm not even sure if that's accurate, but it's a really nice fish, and it's really easy to cook because it's not that thick. So what I was gonna do was use one of these spice blends that I bought. So I wanted to share with you that there really are a lot of things you can do for flavor, and even for like more exotic flavors with your cooking. I have a spice store in my neighborhood, and they grind their own spices, and you go in there and you kind of buy in bulk, so you can get like bags like these and fill your own containers, or just buy a container. But last time I was there, I got this one called Street Cart Shawarma Spice Blend. So shawarma is like where they it's that Middle Eastern thing where they chop up the chicken, and there's usually like peppers and onions and pita, that sort of a dish. So the shawarma spice, and they tell you exactly the ingredients that are in their blends. This one is just coriander, sumac, cumin, cinnamon, cardamom, black pepper, turmeric, cloves, and allspice. So that's all low FODMAP stuff, which is fantastic. It kind of looks like, I think it reminds me of a version of garam masala, which is the Indian spice blend, and it also contains a lot of these similar spices. This one, it smells like a lot of, okay, the coriander. I was gonna say it smells a lot like cumin. But coriander is the first ingredient, so that should be the predominant one. And if you're not that familiar with ground coriander, it's very earthy and almost a little bit orangey. I really, really like it. So I'm considering the shawarma blend. So tell me what you think of that, if you think that sounds good with fish. This actually says, an ideal blend for spit roasted meats. Use this Middle Eastern street food classic as a dry rub, blended with ground meat, or as a marinade with olive oil and yogurt. Okay, it doesn't say it's good for fish, but I think it could be good for fish because this is like a meatier fish. So maybe we'll find out. But I have another option, and it's the Japanese 7 spice blend. Okay, so it looks like this. And the ingredients in here are just orange peel, sesame seeds, cayenne, ginger, Szechuan pepper, and nori. So that's really cool. I think I might actually go with this. And it says on the little description, let's see, like this is something that you would use as sort of like a finishing salt, except it's obviously not salt, but you could sprinkle it on the food after you cook it, but it also says that you can use it as a coating for baked chicken or fish. So I might go with that, and it'll like kind of add some texture to my Arctic char. So if you're just joining me, we're talking about what I'm cooking for dinner and about different spice blends that you can buy that are low FODMAP. And I got these at my spice store. And then I have one other option, but I think I'm gonna go with the Japanese one. This is my Nicer Foods Italian sausage spice blend. And Nicer Foods is the company that sells low FODMAP bars and infused oils. They're based in Washington State, but I have used this for seasoning ground turkey if I'm making like my quinoa soup, or if I'm making, what else have I used it for? Even just like a turkey meat sauce. It's really, really good. It's the Italian sausage blend, and it adds a ton of flavor. And this one has salt in it already. But Italian sausage with the fish, I don't think so. So, I don't know, tell me what you think. Should I do the Japanese 7 spice or the street cart shawarma? I don't know. So I'm doing that with my Arctic char, and then I'm doing polenta. So if you guys aren't familiar with polenta, I think you will love it. This is an instant version, but you don't have to buy instant polenta. You could buy the kind in a tube. Like in my cookbook, I use the tube polenta to make a lasagna, a super, super easy lasagna. Marty says go with the Japanese 7 spice. I totally agree. That's where I'm leaning, and I'm pretty sure that's what it's gonna be. So I'll try to take a picture and I'll put it in the group when this is done, and I'll let you know how it turns out. So I'm doing polenta with that, and since I have this little bit of instant left, that's what I'm gonna use. But sometimes I use just regular cornmeal, and it takes longer to cook because it's not instant. This is like instant oatmeal, you know, it's been pre-cooked and dehydrated so that it reconstitutes very quickly. But it is nice, and you just have to be careful that it doesn't cook too fast and get too thick or too hot and kind of splash hot water, and it can get messy, but as long as you kind of practice and know what you're doing, the instant stuff really is nice, and it's fast. It's like done in 5 minutes. So I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna cook it in lactose-free milk, because when you do the polenta in milk, it really does get creamy, and I don't know, it really does transform it as opposed to using water. So I do like that, but you have to be careful because milk can splatter even more than water can, but it's nice. It really does make a difference. Okay, and then my last thing is going to be, oh, I should have taken it out of the fridge. It's gonna be broccoli rabe. And broccoli rabe is the kind of leafy broccoli. It's also called rapini, but broccoli, you know, in small enough quantities, and about a ½ cup quantity is low FODMAP. And I don't generally eat broccoli. It usually gets to me a little bit, as I know it does to a lot of us. But the broccoli rabe seems a little gentler on my stomach. Maybe it's just not, I mean, they're different. They're kind of related, but they're different. And you never know what's gonna work for you. And that seems to work for me. I mean, I don't go crazy on it, but it works. So what I do with that is I blanch it. So I cook it in boiling water just until it's kind of softened up, and then I toss it with olive oil and chili flakes and salt and pepper and squeeze some lemon juice on it, and that's how I love to cook broccoli rabe. It's yummy that way. Okay, so that's my dinner, and all this week I've just been eating leftover soup, so I'm kind of excited to make something new. I was feeling very uninspired, but what are you guys cooking for dinner? Anyone have any plans? I said we could talk about eating well on the road, but yeah, I kind of talked about that in my last newsletter, and the real crux of it is that I realized that it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Like, I was recently in London and Paris for vacation, and it wasn't so bad because I realized that I knew the specific foods I had to avoid because I've done the reintroduction process, I've done the testing, I know where I can sort of kind of play around and have some flexibility and where I just want to avoid. And it wasn't a big deal. So it was kind of just like a light bulb moment. Like, yeah, you know, it's really not that hard to live your life when you're out in the world and you're not cooking all your own food. So have you guys reintroduced? I'd like to know if you're watching this video after the fact, and the replay, sorry, I couldn't think of the words. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment and let me know if you've done the reintroduction process, you know, in like a formal, organized way, because for me, it just like hit home how it made all the difference. And you know, I've done this a long time ago, but I hadn't been on like a long, you know, trip in a while where I was literally eating in restaurants every single day. And it was so nice just to not have to stress and to kind of know what I had to do. So it was really good. And that's just kind of my tip for everyone. Learn your triggers and kind of, you know, live your life, and you'll see how you can kind of make things work and eat as close to a normal diet as possible. So that's my tip with FODMAPs and traveling. Okay, so I think I'm going to go off the air and start actually making dinner, and I will take a picture of it, I hope, if I remember. I will remember, I'll remember. I'll take a picture and I'll post it. I'll do our What I Ate Wednesday post, and I'll put that in the group, and then I'll add my Japanese 7-spice Arctic char to, to the post, and we'll see. And then I want to see what you guys ate too. Alright, so leave a comment and let me know if you liked this video, if you liked kind of hearing the little play-by-play of my dinner and my cooking. And I'm going to try to do a video every week on Wednesday or possibly Tuesday. We'll try to get into the groove. But if you have suggestions for topics or things you'd like to see me show, you know, in terms of cooking, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts and your suggestions. I read all of them. All right, thank you so much for watching and have a great night. All right, bye.